So I don't know why it ended up taking me this long to end up seeing it anyway, but you guys know that sniper rifle thing? I actually didn't know this, but apparently I ended up seeing a couple clips of like the gameplay for this thing, but I never actually watched like full-blown gameplay. I just ended up seeing like weird stuff about like unrendered models and noises and stuff like that. I didn't see full-blown gameplay. It turns out I just didn't look hard enough because it turns out that there are multiple videos of people being able to use this thing, shoot it and all sorts of stuff. There's multiple different clips though from different people at different stages of its, I guess, leakiness. I don't know what else to call it. At first I was just hearing about gun sounds and files and models and little things like that. I didn't see any actual detail or anything like that. I still don't think it's completely the way that it's going to be completely. I don't think it's completely finished, but I ended up seeing one of them. At one point, there was like a clip where when they were firing it, there was like no recoil whatsoever, so that was kind of weird. It kind of like reminded me of like almost like a Dragunov, I guess. Honestly, a small part of myself didn't want to almost spoil the gameplay for myself, you know what I mean? Like to see it working fully before we even get it. But at the same time, listen, man, it's been like 8 or 9 months without a sniper rifle. I'm trying to get anything I can here. And after coming across almost fully fledged gameplay, the only thing that was like missing was that like there was some model and stuff that wasn't there or whatever, but it had full-blown noises and everything, the way that it moved around and reloaded and all that stuff. I haven't seen anything about attachments or whatever. There isn't any of that yet, but I don't really know how well you can equip this thing for speed and stuff, but like I was leading to, this actually doesn't seem so bad. That guy scared the shit out of me. I haven't seen like okay, for whatever reason, every single time they do these clips, they always do them in like really weird ways where they don't try to show everything that it's capable of. After actually watching the gameplay, so the Barrett 50 cal in all of the previous games before, whenever you were running around and sniping and quickscoping and stuff like that, the Barrett 50 cal was a gun where you could quite literally, there were people that even had modded controllers where you would be able to shoot the gun so fast and the recoil was so crazy on the weapon that your screen could literally end up like turning sideways and upwards into the sky. And the way that you would end up dealing with that recoil as, you know, a sniper or a quickscoper, I should say, is that instead of dealing with the recoil whenever you go to shoot and then, you know, you stay in scope and you just take the recoil right on the wrists and the shoulder and all that, instead of doing it like that, you would just scope out. So after you take the shot and it flies up, you just scope out and recenter and just repeat over and over and over again. You're not going to sit there in the scope spamming it like that. It's just kind of weird and it looks bad overall. For whatever reason, there's people that always end up showing it just like that, which is definitely a part of the weapon's identity, but I can't really tell from this gameplay if it's actually possible to do the things that we were able to do with, like, say, for example, even close to the Modern Warfare 2 Barrett 50 cal. As far as speed goes, this thing seems spammable-ish. Definitely shoots faster, so the bolting isn't going to be an issue, I think, at least just from the looks of it anyway. I have no idea how it's going to act or if there's conversion kits or a certain barrel does something to it or a grip or what, I have no idea. But if they're doing it anything like the other ones where you can put like stippled grip tape and you can change all these different little things on it, make a shorter barrel, etc., all that stuff, anything to be able to make it a little bit faster, I'm going to assume that's what I'll end up using. Not I'll just put perks on it and kind of just end up leaving it, or at least not full-blown, you know, completely decked out just like the HDR. My HDR always either has 3 or 4 attached, sometimes silencer, sometimes not, but other than that, the barrel's not changing. None of that is, you know, multiplayer anyway. It's been such a long time, so to be able to actually, you know, get our first sniper rifle, like real legit sniper rifle, you know, given to us, and for it to actually be good, to even be half as good as that old 50 cal. Honestly though, if it ends up getting out of hand, I wouldn't be surprised if we ended up seeing good amount of vocal people saying they hate snipers now, for multiplayer in particular. I haven't sniped in a while and I can't wait to get back to it after I'm done with everything, but I'm definitely going to use that sniper rifle when it comes out. I'm assuming mid-season. And then Ashton ended up saying something about the ground nerf is going to end up coming sometime in the next update, so I don't know if that means next week or the next week after that. I'm not entirely sure. I have no idea when the mid-season stuff is, so that's, I'm assuming, when the weapon balancing stuff changes. But that's the other thing. We can't even trust or rely on any of these stats that they give us half the time anyway, because then we got people like Exclusive Ace, for example, who finds a plethora of things. There's multiple channels out there, but just him as an example, we can't even fully rely on the patch notes that we're getting. So how do we even know if anything even changed? Obviously, this was just a playlist update or whatever. I didn't expect anything huge or whatever, but yeah, this 10v10 list still kind of is disgusting. But I ended up seeing the new sniper rifle, and honestly, if I could build it just to be a little bit faster, because it's gonna be really weird and painful if the thing shoots fast, but I can't, like, scope in and out while trying to, like, deal with it. The biggest issue is the bolt for these sniper rifles. It's not really the damage or the speed necessarily. It's that delay that it gives you. It's just really, really long, especially in a game where, you know, you end up dying this quickly. Sorry for the not so long video, but honestly, I finally ended up seeing what we could potentially be getting. Us snipers have been starved for so long. We're finally gonna end up getting something. Please be good. Please! Even if it only lasts like a month and it ends up being overpowered for a small period of time or something like that, and then they just nerf it into the gutter, you know what I mean? Disembowel it, just do something to it, but I just want to enjoy it. Just for a little bit. Just a little.